Aloha Kako, this is Pastor Keith, and I'm giving you a mid-August update, sort of like newsletter article part 2 video. I have been following the news here with the coronavirus, COVID-19, and I saw in the paper today that the CDC is relaxing its rules and the state is following those relaxed guidelines. And that's around social distancing and masking and when to isolate or quarantine and when to just keep wearing a mask. And what we're going to do is continue with what we've been doing, which is wearing masks, encouraging people to wear masks still, but not demanding that. And then the council will revisit that at their meeting a week from Sunday in the afternoon. So for the next 2 Sundays, we'll keep doing what it is we've been doing. And some of you have been wearing masks, some not so much. That's okay, as long as we're being personally responsible. That's important. Keep in mind that along with that newsletter article, there's another one that said there's a UH study suggesting the onslaught of disease amid global warming. And this is not unfamiliar to me. I'll talk more about that another time, but there could be more bugs coming down the road, viruses, germs, bacteria that are going to be challenging in this warming global climate. The climate change, I sometimes call it climate catastrophe, because it's on us and it's going to change things for a long, long time. We need to be aware of that. But for now, we'll go easy on the masking and the social distancing, and I'll invite you to be responsible as you see fit. A couple things going on. First, we're going to continue setting 2 through the first Sunday of September. Went pretty well last week, except Pastor Keith had trouble with that second chant in the Kyrie, both services. So I'm going to practice that one today and tomorrow and get that one down, hopefully. Then we'll go back to either setting 10 or setting 4 for September, and then in October we'll switch it up a little bit for October, November, and then we'll use setting 4 for Advent and Christmas. Did I say that? I said Advent and Christmas. 2022. Oh my. Here it comes. A couple other things. We're not going to do the healing liturgy this Sunday because we're celebrating Pastor Dale's 50th anniversary of his ordination. Pastor Dale will be presiding at communion at both services. That is a way for us to appropriately honor him at this significant time in his life. And so we'll put the healing liturgy back a week. And then I think he knows that there's going to be food between the services. I just don't know if he knows how much or how long I've been putting it out there. So that may or may not be a surprise. There should be a surprise for him at the 11 a.m. service where he may find someone other than me preaching. And so if you get a chance, zoom in and join us. And even if you go to the 8 a.m. service, maybe go home and check it out. I love surprises. I love them. They're the best thing in the world. So check that out. Also, we had a lot of keiki in church last Sunday. So I talked with a couple of the parents, and they were okay with the kids coming down front for the keiki story. So I'm going to check with the rest and see what they think. Hopefully we'll be able to get back to the kids being closer in with Pastor Keith. And let's see if I can get down there and sit with them and then get back up. Yeah. And then finally, just rather quickly, the ELCA Churchwide Assembly concluded here today. This is Friday. I'm doing this August 12th. And we elected a new lay vice president, and his name is Imran Siddiqui. Imran Siddiqui. And this is the highest lay position in the Lutheran Church, right next to the presiding bishop, Bishop Elizabeth Eaton. He was the vice president of the Southeastern Synod, so he has some experience in this, and He is also, it says, an investigator at the Department of Labor. So that's probably his daytime job. And he's going to be busy in this vice presidential post, too. Speaking of Bishop Eaton, she tested positive this morning for the coronavirus and has COVID-19, so she's isolating with mild symptoms in her hotel room, and we wish to keep her in our prayers that nothing severe happens and that she recover quickly. Also, the church had some significant issues to tackle, and I think they probably started tackling them in a way that was important, especially the issue of racism. There have been some incidents of racism, unintentional or otherwise, I don't know, throughout the ELCA, and a couple instances that were very difficult. And the Churchwide had to address it, and it sounded like maybe they did. I'm going to check with some folks who were there and see what they think of how it all went. But there was an apology made to the Latino congregation in Stockton, California, where there was just a big mess. I'm not even going to try and explain it, but it was awful. And there's some apologies, some reconciling, some repairing that needs to happen in that relationship with that congregation. Also, the Churchwide Assembly had a land declaration acknowledging that, yes, we did steal the land from the Native Americans on the continent, and 53 million Native Americans died in those centuries of the white expansion of the United States. I'm going to wait for the rest of it. I think the church is going to be doing some serious reflection on how to reconstitute itself in a way that is less hierarchic, less centralized, and a little more inclusive than it has been. But I'll leave that for another time. I'm going to let this go now and wish you the best over the weekend, and see you in church. Aloha.